Okay, we are live. All right, this is very interesting. Hello, everyone. Just let me go into my screen and see how it goes. Uh, okay, so whoever who's watching this, can you actually let me know if the audio is all right? Is the connection all right? Oh, you have Jeff here. Hey, Jeff. Wow, you actually commented even before we started. Welcome all the way from Manila, Philippines. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Who else is here? Who else is here? Can you actually quickly say hi? Where are you coming from? You know, if you're actually from Philippines, hashtag Philippines, Malaysia, hashtag Malaysia, Singapore, hashtag Singapore. Let me see which team is getting bigger right now. Okay, so yeah, I mean, tonight we have a very interesting, I call this the ad hoc training. You know, it's not really something that was really planned earlier. Just thought that because in the last 1 week, I actually received a lot of inquiries coming from my students and coaches and all that, asking me, "Hey, Jason, is the bloody 9.9 coming again? What am I supposed to do?" I'm so excited and yet I'm so nervous, right? So I was thinking, hey, why not I do something, right? So yeah, then I decided that, you know, since we have a very interesting group here, let's do something. So purely free, you know, no string attached. I just want to quickly share with you. But of course, towards the end of it, I'll be sharing some ideas on things that you can do with me if you want to continue the journey. So wherever you're coming from, let's see where you're coming from. And we have Ping here from Singapore. What's up? And we have Carlos. Carlos is an old friend. Okay, Carlos is from Malaysia. Right, Carlos or Singapore? I forgot. And we have Oshebo. Oshebo is from Light. Is it called Light? Philippines. All right. We have Singapore. We have Malaysia, right? Looks like Team Malaysia and Singapore is getting Team Malaysia and Philippines is getting stronger right now. Look, guys, if you want to share this out, you can technically, but you can invite your friends to join this. I have my team standby over there in case you want to join and you want to quickly allow you to come in as and when we can, right? But of course, I'm also broadcasting this on my YouTube channel just to allow everybody to kind of like, you know, watch this on the different environment. All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's see who's here. All right. Hey, I think this is Eloise, right? Welcome. But you're not selling on Shopee, are you? Okay, so yeah. We're just gonna start in about a minute time. So meanwhile, let's mingle around, right? I just want to quickly see, you know, remember if you want to invite your friends to join this, invite them to join this group. That's the only way we can allow them to come in because you can't share this live out, if I'm not mistaken. But you can share this on you can share the YouTube link of this. Okay, so gonna quickly roll in and start in a bit. Okay, now, so if you're watching this, if you're watching the replay, as in like, you know, you can actually quickly fast forward, but we don't drag for long. Everybody who attended my training, you know that I'm the kind of person who is always like, you know, I always like to go on time and I want to give you everything I can within the time that I promise, and I don't want to drag you for too long. So tonight, we're gonna go into the Facebook ads shop strategy for Shopee. Okay. So before we go in, right, since we are already on this thing, before we go in, can I actually see how many of you actually sell on Shopee? Hashtag Shopee. If you're only selling on Shopee, hashtag Shopee. If you're selling on Lazada, hashtag Lazada. And if you're selling on your own website, then hashtag website. So if you're selling on all three platforms, then hashtag everything. So, all right, just want to quickly get a, you know, gauge where are you selling right now, which platform you're selling right now, so that I will be able to see if I can actually tailor some content for you in the future, right? Isn't that cool? So moving forward, I'll be doing a little bit more of experiments like this to see whether I'm able to help more people. Okay, now we have Oshebo, Shopee, all right? Jeff is on Shopee and Lazada. And Ping is, wait, where am I jumping? Ping is everything, awesome. And now we have Sia Bobo, everything. All right. And Jeff is focusing on Shopee. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I mean, basically marketplace selling is the in thing, but of course, I've been discussing about having an omni-channel is also a very important thing to move forward, but we can actually keep that for another topic. But today, I'm really excited to share with you the strategy that I use for campaigns like 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, you know, So yeah, get ready your paper and pen. I think that's a very important thing that you have to kind of like get ready. Okay, so I'll be going in. I'm gonna hit the play button right now. So while I'm doing that, I won't be able to read all the comments over here. So if you have anything, questions, post in the comment section. I'll do my best to cover that later towards the end of the training. So if you're watching the replay, this is where we start. This is where we start, okay? Now, first thing first, I really want to kind of like ask a very important question. Okay, how many of you advertise on Shopee? Advertise on Facebook, #Facebook ads. Okay, if you advertise for your Shopee store, your Lazada store, your everything store, okay, as long as you run Facebook ads, #Facebook ads, I just want to see how many of us are actually kind of like a Facebook ads person, because it's very important. Because to be frank, the reason why I want to do this training is because, to be frank, the cost is definitely coming up, but we also want to see what else we can do. So today, other than introduce you the strategy that I prepared for you, something that I've been running for my coaches and clients in the past few years, I just want to give you some idea about things that you can do beyond Facebook advertising as well towards the end of the training. Okay, so yeah. Now, if you run ads on Facebook, okay, if you run ads on Facebook, and if you run ads on Facebook for your Shopee store, okay, if you run ads on Facebook for your Shopee store or your Lazada store, I want to skew towards Shopee and Lazada tonight, because we are talking about marketplace selling, slightly different. Like, we have a few of you actually sell on other platforms as well. Then we have a different kind of challenge over here if you're selling on your own Shopify store and all that, right? But mainly on Shopee, I want to really understand what are the biggest challenge. So you can take your time to answer me later on while I'm actually progressing the training. You can type in your challenge and all that, anything that you feel, anything that you believe that, kind of like you're hitting as a roadblock, that you want to seek some, third-party opinion, whether I can offer you some advice and all that. So if you're selling on Shopee or Lazada and you run ads, as in Facebook ads, I want to know your biggest challenge. So you can type away, okay? I'll be jumping in on your comments later on. So let me know, please, okay? So let me know. And yeah, so basically, we will go through that. But, as we are progressing this thing, I just want to do a quick introduction about myself. Okay, because I can see some of us are you're like old friends. But how many of you are new to Jason Gan? This is the first time you see this dude, and who the heck is this guy? Who is he to be qualified to teach me Facebook ad strategy for Shopee? Who the heck is this guy? So how many of you, it's new to me, #new. If you're new to Jason Gan, new to Trackable Academy, #new. If this is the first time you got in here because your friend invited you for some reason, you stumble upon this for no reason, you feel like, why am I here? #new, so that we know that you're new friends. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, so #new. I want to quickly see how many of us are new here. So #new. Okay, and if you are old friends, of course, I don't want you to #old. That's a bit kind of like no good. So #friends. If you are old friends, if you've been knowing each other for a while, if you learned with me before and all that, if you worked with me before, #friend, so that I know that we are old friends, so that we can actually kind of like see. Yeah. So okay, and #friends. Okay. So basically, all right, so yeah, we have friends here. We have a few friends. We have Wing Han friends. We have Mohan friends. We have actually Poa saying, whoever asked that surely haven't seen results with Jason's strategies. Well, I have to say this, although my strategy has been kind of like working for a lot of people, but of course there are many reasons that affects. So nonetheless, what is really important here is that we want to go through the whole thing again to introduce to you what kind of strategy that Poa is talking about. Poa is an old friend. Eloise is a friend. I won't be able to see comments coming on YouTube, so I would actually look into that because I have another screen here on Facebook. Okay, so who is Jason? Who the heck is this guy? Who the heck is this guy? I just want to quickly give you an overview about me. So, okay, so I've been helping brands, big and small, navigating success on Facebook advertising and digital marketing since 2010. So for the past 11 years, I had the privilege to work with over 200 brands, including some regional brands like Electrolux, Epson, a lot of property brands like EcoWorld, Sunway Property, and all that. For the past 11 years, 200 over brands, tens of millions of Facebook ad spend managed and coach. And yeah, I mean, basically, I'm also a Facebook Blueprint certified professional. If you're looking at the certification side of it, right? because everybody can claim themselves as a Facebook expert. But you know, whether you are actually a certified Facebook certified, officially certified professional or not, that's another story, right? I have been certified since 2017. So this is the kind of certification that you need to go through exam every year to stay certified. So I've been certified since 2017. So that says a little bit, okay? And I'm also a Facebook preferred marketing partner. Now, in order to be a preferred marketing partner, any one of you actually from an agency background, if you run an agency, you know that in order to be a preferred marketing partner, okay, my business manager has to coach or guide or manage at least 325,000 US dollar in the last 180 days. So this is like a moving block. As and when I fall behind, let's say maybe next month, you know, accumulated in the last 180 days, I fall below 325, I will lose the preferred level, kind of like, you know, privilege. So I just checked, you know, in the afternoon, we actually slightly above 500,000 US dollar in the last 180 days. That means about 2 million ringgit in Malaysia. So that's that kind of spend that I manage and coach, okay, every 6 months under my business manager. So that's the preferred part of it. So over the years, other than working with 200 over brands, I had the privilege to learn with over 5,000 individuals from 27 countries to date. Like we have a few of my students here actually went through a few learning with me before. So I do hope that, you know, you actually gain something very useful. But nonetheless, if you're still here, that means that, you know, I think it's pretty cool, right? So, all right, so that's a quick one about me, okay? So I want to go in on the main topic that we're talking about today. So if you're selling on Shopee, we all know that 9.9 marks the start of what I call the year-end bonanza. You know, who is the spokesperson this round for Shopee 9.9? It's Jackie Chan, okay? So when they bring some star like that, that means that they are getting very serious about this one. So when they are getting serious about this one, you know Jackie is gonna be, you know, very, I mean, Jackie is definitely gonna be here to stay. So 9.9 is just a start. Moving forward, everybody who knows that, you know, we're going to have 10.10 coming along, 11.11, and 12.12, which is the year-end birthday bash for Shopee. It's going to be a build-up. So when it's a build-up like that, okay, advertising for your Shopee store will be you'll be facing different kind of challenge or, you know, situations coming in. So I want to quickly give you an overview about the problems that you might be facing, okay? For the past few years, we have helped a lot of Shopee sellers, you know, navigating success on Shopee advertising, Lazada, as in like Facebook advertising for Shopee and Lazada. You will see different problems. I just want to quickly give you an overview about the problems that may come to you, okay? So you guys ready? Okay, now, first problems that we're going to have, the cost is going to be coming up like crazy. So how many of you have been advertising or for your Shopee store using Facebook ads for a while right now? Actually, last year, in fact, for the past many years, it has been kind of like that. So let me give you an example, right? What kind of high cost that we might be facing? Cost can go up to 200%. Okay, it may go up to 200%. Basically, this is a very important indicator that you want to watch. Now, what kind of cost will be fluctuating? Now, you see, when it comes to cost, I want to give you a better explanation or help you understand better about Facebook advertising cost structure. Now, when you're running ads on Facebook, okay, when you're running ads on Facebook, you are not being charged by cost per conversion or cost per click or cost per landing page view. Now, if you are running ads on Facebook, you are actually being charged by CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. Okay, so simply means every time Facebook shows your ad to an audience, regardless whether they take action or not, you pay. So you pay for every 1,000 times Facebook shows your ads to people, hence the CPM. So you see, when it comes to Facebook advertising, a lot of times, right, when you see some cost fluctuating and all that, you'll be thinking, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh, is it the ad problem? Is it the audience targeting problem? But to be very frank, you never thought of going to check whether it's the CPM problem. You see, most of the time, if you have been running your ads for a while right now, and out of sudden it shakes, it is usually the CPM problem. And that's what kind of causes high cost that we're going to see coming in. Let's say, for example, if your current CPM, for example, is maybe like $10, for example. Now, it's $10 CPM. That means for every $10 that you spend, you will reach about 1,000 times. You will reach your audience 1,000 times. Okay. So what is going to be happen is if just imagine your cost increased by 200%. That means you need to spend $30 to reach people 1,000 times. That kind of cost coming up. Why is this happening? Okay, why is this happening? Okay, it is actually happening because, okay, there are more and more people pouring in money during this period of time. That's why the cost will shoot up. So if you observe, right, actually we took an observation, 8.8 wasn't that bad. But even 8.8, right, we saw a jump of about 60% to 80%, depending on what kind of campaign that you're looking at. Which means if you used to spend about $10 to reach for CPM, if your CPM is usually $10, it may go up to $18. You get what I mean? So that's the kind of cost jump that you will be expecting. So you have to brace this because this is really something that we cannot change. So I want to give you this very clear expectation over here. When you're running ads for your Shopee 9.9 campaign, you are ready to spend more, at least double or triple of what you are usually spending to reach the same amount of people. So that's the kind of situation that is happening right now. Okay, for sure, it's gonna happen. So that's your first challenge. The first challenge is gonna be the cost. It's gonna be coming up like crazy. So that's the first thing. Okay, now the next one is about competition. You see, I always like to tell people that last year was the honeymoon, to be very frank. Last year was the honeymoon. Why? Because for those who started early, like a lot of my students or coaches or even clients, they started very early. They've been selling on Shopee, Lazada for years now. And last year, they were so happy because the result was tremendous. Some of them saw 300% growth in revenue, at least 100% growth in revenue. Everybody was happy. Why? Because last year, agree to disagree. When everything started last year, we just started the COVID-19 pandemic and all that, everybody was going online and the buying behavior just got started buying online. Okay, they just started buying online. That's why the habit was building up. And at that point of time, not many people were really selling on Facebook, on Shopee yet. So if you were there early, then you'll be enjoying a lot of things. Okay, but the problem here is that up to now, we are entering a different scenario right now because we have been kind of like in this scenario for so long. Okay, our buying behavior has been changing. To be frank, especially fashion, cosmetic, and all that, I see a lot of my coaches, they are facing problem right now. It's because the buying behavior has been shifting. You see, a lot of times, right, the market sentiment shifts because of the cost of customers, the consumer. The consumer behavior is the one that is affecting all this demand and supply in the market. So last year was good. This year, same time, even 9.9, I'm actually expecting to see a different kind of buying behavior coming up. We will still be spending. The consumer will still be buying. But the problem here is that the way they buy, the way they shop, the way they spend money is no longer the same as last year. And the second thing is because of the competition. So if you've been selling well, for example, right? Okay, now definitely if you have a good product, then somebody else will look at, oh, this guy has a good product. Okay, I might as well come in and do something. I may probably just bring something similar and just come in and sell the same thing. So it happens. All right, competition is definitely something that is different compared to last year. More and more sellers are onboarded right now. Okay, and it's a lot easier to sell. To be very frank, it's a lot harder for new sellers to thrive at the moment. But of course, there are different strategies altogether. In this case, you probably want to look for experts like Wing Hon over here. I'm not sure whether he's still here. Okay, in terms of starting selling, or you probably want to look at some other marketplace, I'm not sure. But yeah, competition is something that you can't run away. That's for sure. Now, the third issue about selling on Shopee for 9.9 is you have swarm customers. You see, just now we were talking about more and more brands throwing in money during this period of time, pushing the cost to come up. At the same time, more and more people are selling at the same place. So consumer will be swarmed. Especially during this period, 9.9 period, usually we start on the 1st of September until the 9th of September. We will be bombarded by so many advertisements until we do not know what we want to buy. And you see somehow, right, I'm not sure about you, but because of the evolution of consumer behavior, okay, people may not be buying like crazy like last time during this kind of seasonal sales anymore. Because first thing first, you know, the kind of offers and everything has changed tremendously. Last time we used to have a lot of kind of like vouchers and all this kind of thing. Now things are different, and probably people will only pick to buy a few. They will buy lesser, but they'll focus on more things that, you know, they are more, I mean, they will be monitoring for a while before they make decision. However, during this period of time, right, what is going to happen here is that people will be swarmed by a lot of advertisements. So the consumer will be very confused at this point of time. So that's something that you want to consider as well. So the fourth problem about running Facebook ads for Shopee 9.9 campaign is you have a very short duration. Now, this is the biggest challenge. You see, it's not like something that we do for long-term building. You know, we get to enjoy the kind of like declining cost, you know, improving performance and all this kind of thing. But for this kind of short-term campaign for 9.9, 10.10, 11.11 moving forward, it's very short-term. So when it's very short-term, okay, then we will have a lot of issues about optimizing. So I just want to give you these ideas about selling on Shopee. If you are running ads for your Shopee store, these are the potential challenges that you'll be facing. So first thing first, cost is really coming up, okay? Second thing is definitely the competition is crazy in the market right now. And the third thing is definitely the so-called, you know, the swarm customers, consumer confusion, the customer confusion in their head, because more and more people are selling at the same time, more and more advertisings are coming in. And the fourth issue about selling, running ads for Shopee 9.9 campaign is you have a very short duration. That's why the optimizing is different. So I want to give you the strategy, but before that, right, I want to quickly give you the problem about advertising for Shopee store. You know, just now, when I started, I was asking, okay, what was the biggest challenge when you're running ads for your Shopee store? Okay, I'm not sure whether you type in it at all, because I'm not looking at your comment. I'm only able to do that later once I get out from this screen, because it actually blocks everything, okay? So, but generally, if you run ads for your Shopee store, if you do not have CPass, okay? If you do not have CPass, then you even face a different scenario. Now, I think more and more people are getting CPass right now. Now, what is CPass? CPass is collaborative ads format, okay? Which means, you know, what's going to happen if you have CPass access is Shopee is going to create a product catalog based on all the products that you have in your Shopee store and share that product catalog to your Facebook ads account. So in turn, you'll be able to run ads to actually people who have visited your store, visited your products, but did not purchase and all this kind of thing. That's why you're able to do retargeting. But it's not easy to get, okay? Like I know for a fact that Thailand is very easy to get. But Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, different story altogether. Different story altogether. You have different issue. Like, to be frank, yeah, you need to reach certain level, then only you'll be offered this kind of like CPass. But nonetheless, I'm not able to help you get CPass access for the record, because I'm not working with Shopee in any way. Okay, you need to work your level up in most of the countries, but I would suggest that you work with your account manager if you have them. Then it will be very easy for you to navigate this part of the thing, okay? So basically, yeah, then, okay, the problem about advertising for Shopee store is this. Now, the first problem that you have here is when you run ads to drive people to your Shopee store using Facebook ads, okay? The biggest problem that you're facing here is it is not trackable if you do not have CPass. Why do I say that? You see, very simple. If you run ads, whether you run traffic, I mean, I'm just using, if you do not have CPass as the scenario, right? If you do not have CPass, the moment you run ads, you drive people over. The moment they click and go over to your Shopee store, you lost them. You get what I mean? So you don't know whether your click turns into your product page visit or not. And at the same time, whether they actually purchase and can you attribute this thing back to your advertisement, you also can't really do something, you know. And to be frank, you probably will be driving people from your store, I mean, using your ads to drive people to your store, looking at that product, and ended up, they might be buying from someone else. How many of you are concerned about this thing? And you probably did something like that. You saw an ad, somebody runs to Shopee, you click, you go over, and you scroll down. Naturally, we do that, right? And see, oh, is there any better option or cheaper option, or, you know, things with higher rating? So we have all these concerns when it comes to buying on Shopee. But the biggest problem here is when the moment you send the traffic over to Shopee, you can't track, all right? So that's the biggest trouble when you are, you're not able to track. It's not trackable. All the traffic, whether they land, whether they purchase, it's not trackable. So that's the biggest challenge. Okay, now the second challenge about running ads to Shopee store is very much related to the first problem, which is not retargetable. You see, a lot of times when you're running ads on Facebook, okay, you need to have retargeting to complete your advertising journey. Agree to disagree? Very simple, okay? First thing first, I was talking about the consumer behavior. The way people buy has changed. It's no longer like last time. The moment I see this, if I like it, I would make decision. But here's what we do right now, because we know that now, if you see anything, if there's anything that we can describe the last 1 year plus, one thing that would definitely be very definitive for the last 1 year plus would be, I call this the accelerated digital evolution. Accelerated digital evolution means, okay, because of the pandemic, because of the COVID-19 situation, everybody start to turn online. And when we actually spend more time online, do more things online, buy more things online, our consumer behavior, digital consumer behavior, evolved faster than we can imagine. You see, very simple. The moment I know that my dad even can buy things online using his credit card, I know the world has changed. Because this guy was so careful back then. Even the moment he hands his credit card to the cashier or something like that, he would feel so worried, because he always had this paranoid that people can memorize and remember all the details and all the numbers on the card, which is impossible. I don't think so, right? But anyway, that's that kind of behavior that my dad had. But now even his kind of people started buying online. You know that things has changed. Now on our side, what is changing? On our side, what is changing is the way we make decision has changed. We know that we can dig deeper on the product or even the seller, okay, to find out more before we decide whether this is the seller that we want to buy from, or this is the product that we want to go for, or we want to go for something else or alternative. It's so easy to go in and check alternative for product ABC, okay? And Shopee and Lazada, in fact, they make it so easy for you to find out somebody who is selling cheaper than you. So, so if you're running ads right now, if you're running Facebook ads right now and you are not doing retargeting, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Why? You see, here's how it works. The moment people see your advertisement, if they click on it, what does it mean? That means they're interested. Okay? That means they're interested. That means they are intended. They are somehow or rather attracted to your product. That's why they click. Agree? Now, when they click, right, I would say 99% of them will not buy immediately. Agree? Agree? I believe you are also like that. The moment you look at a new product, you would not buy immediately. So what is going to happen? The moment you look into the product, you go into the Shopee product page, you dig deeper, you start looking at some other alternative. So you probably add a few of them to cart. Agree? And then after that, you just leave it there. Then you probably will just go back to do what you do. And then when you have time, right, then you will come back and see, oh, okay, I had this product saved on my cart. Let's do a bit of research. Just need to swipe up and go to your Chrome and you start looking at this product information. And then you would go in and detail and understand more and more. Okay? If it's something a little bit more expensive, then you probably will dig deeper to look at, oh, is there any voucher that this seller is giving? Or is the rating doing okay? So this is how we behave now. Agree? When we are buying online right now, especially savvy consumers like us, not my dad. My dad is different, but like us, this is how we navigate. Now, then my question to you is, if a person saw your ad, intended, interested, attracted, click on your ad, go over to your Shopee store, and 99% of them do not buy on the spot, okay? What are you doing to remind them, to bring them back to you or to your product within the period that is optimized to help them make decision? That's exactly what I'm actually trying to say here. What are you doing to retarget your audiences? And a lot of people will be saying, Jason, are you kidding me? Running ads for Shopee store is not retargetable. You're just saying this. You can't retarget. And how am I supposed to do this thing? Now, that's why I want to introduce the two-step funnel framework. Now, for those who have learned with me, you know this two-step funnel framework. But for those who are new to this thing, This is really the most important framework that has guided thousands of sellers around the world to sell effectively on marketplaces like this, like Shopee and Lazada. This framework has guided tens of millions of on Facebook advertising ad spend in the past few years, and I personally have learned with thousands of people to teach them how to do this. But of course, I'm not saying that this is a very simple thing to do, but I want to give you the idea of this. That's why today, I want to give you a quick introduction about my two-step funnel framework. If you're totally new to this, right, I just want to make sure that I give you an illustration that is understandable to you so that you are able to wrap your mind around. And then you tell me whether this is logical. Okay? Then you tell me whether this framework is logical. Okay? So the two-step funnel framework, fundamentally, here's how it works. Two-step funnel framework will have two ads running simultaneously. Okay, on the left-hand side is tier 1 advertisement. On the right-hand side is tier 2 advertisement. Right, left-hand side, the red color one, is what we call the evergreen campaign. Okay, the campaign that is going out and target fresh audiences to bring them in. So this is actually the tier 1 advertisement, meaning that we want to bring people into our world. This is where we introduce our product to people. This is where we entice people into our world. This is where we attract people. Okay, so as you can see, I will show you even the format. So this is our tier 1 ad. My tier 1 ad, if you're selling on Shopee, first thing first, I will always use video. I'll use short videos. If you can, control it within 20 seconds. Short video, 10 to 20 seconds. And then after that, if you're selling on Shopee, I will recommend that you use, instant experience like this. Now, if you're selling on Shopee and you do not have CPass, then you do this. But if you have CPass, then we have a different strategy to discuss. But nonetheless, this kind of stuff allows you to capture the audience intent. What is important here is we want to have our advertisement to be able to capture audience intent. Now, what is an audience intent? Now, this is an audience intent. The moment you see this ad, there will be a few qualifiers, correct? Now, the first qualifier is if you watch the video up to 50%. If I have a 10-second slideshow like you saw just now, if you watch the video up to 50%, that means what? That means you're interested. Agree? Now, if you even go further and click on the advertisement, what does it mean? That means that you are even intended, you're even further interested. Agree? Agree? Else you won't click, right? Okay? And from here, we will also capture people who have purchased, meaning that, they will be. I was just saying 99% would not buy on the spot, but there will be 1% or more who will be like, okay, I love this, man. I really have to go for this. And they buy straight away. So it can happen. So what is really important for us to do, the first thing that we need to do is to be able to exclude people from seeing your ad. Just give you the very simple illustration. Agree to disagree. Now you just imagine you have seen this ad and you have watched this video up to 50% and you have clicked on this ad, okay? That means you have taken all the probable actions that I want you to take. I don't care whether you bought it or not, okay? So that's the first thing. Now, the next time I show the same ad to you, the next time I show the same left-hand side ad to you, do you think you will take the same action again? Most of the time, based on our observation, they don't. Why? Because in your subconscious mind, you will believe that you have seen this ad, you have taken action on this ad. That's it. You get what I mean? So the first thing we need to do here is we want to make sure that we exclude people who have taken all these actions to not see this ad anymore. That's a very important thing. Because the moment we are able to do that, your left-hand side ad, which is your tier 1 ad, will become an evergreen advertisement. Now, an evergreen advertisement is a very powerful one because it will constantly going out to help you reach fresh audiences, new people, to bring them into your world, to introduce your brand. So that will make sure that the money that you are spending will not be wasting on people who have seen the ad but not interested. So you will reduce your budget waste. That's the first thing. And second thing is you will constantly reach fresh audiences. So these are a very, very important thing. So this will become your evergreen advertisement. So that's the first thing. Now, in turn, if I know you have watched the slideshow, you have done something like that, I will start showing you the right-hand side advertisement, which is I will retarget you with the next advertisement. So you just imagine if you're a consumer, you're going through this journey, you have seen the first ad, you're attracted by the video, by the landing and all that, and you click. You probably go over to Shopee or you probably not, but the next time, immediately, the moment you go back out and come back to Facebook again, you start seeing the right-hand side advertisement. What kind of experience that you'll be having? You'll be feeling that, hey, I was looking at this. And immediately you have another ad that is more persuasive, more detailed, to come to you, to tell you what kind of action that you want to take, right? Do you think you'll be more likely to go further and find out more on this product guided by this seller? Instead of you yourself see the first ad, after that you keep seeing the same ad, you probably will start hating the brand because, come on, man, how many times you want to show me the same thing? So that's what is happening to a lot of people. So that's what we are talking about. So this is exactly my two-step funnel framework. But here's the thing that I want to give you. It's a very important idea. For those who have been implementing this, if you are not seeing certain result, you're seeing some shaky result coming in, a few things that you want to pay attention. First thing first, when you're excluding people from seeing the same ad, which is a tier 1 ad, you want to exclude them for the longer period. Say 30 days or 90 days or 60 days, depending on what kind of campaign. But at least for 9.9, right? You don't want them to see that again in the next 10 days. Agree? So this is where we do exclusion. We want to exclude for the optimum period to make sure that we are constantly reaching with our tier 1 ad. Now for T2 advertisement, we want to retarget for an optimum period of time as well. So we know that for 9.9, okay, people will make decision within a few days. So let's say if you show the ad to them on the first day, let's say 1st of September, okay, they probably will make decision whether to buy or not to buy on the 8th or 9th. 8 at night, okay, they will come back to their cart and look at what is in there, and midnight, this is where they buy, because everybody will be buying on that day. You don't expect your audience or sales coming in on the first few days. It will happen towards the end of the day. I mean, on the 8th night or the 9th in the morning. Agree? So that's how it works, right? So fundamentally, the two-step funnel framework is a framework that we run 2 ads simultaneously. And then the first ad is to help you capture intent, which is you will get normal result already. You'll get good clicks. You'll probably get some purchase. But the second ad is where we will actually come in and retarget for conversion, which overall, right, we will have this very simple budget framework. We usually will spend 80% of the budget on the tier 1 ad and 20% on the tier 2 ad. That's how it works. So basically, when you're able to balance up, let's say, for example, if you're spending only like $1,000 a month on Facebook ads, now, instead of all in $1,000 on one ad that you don't have exclusion or inclusion and retargeting, you spend $800 on your tier 1 ad and $200 on the tier 2 ad, spread out throughout the month. So basically, the moment you balance up, if you do all these things right, I guarantee you will see better ROI, overall better ROI with the same amount that you're spending. If you do this right, okay? I've guided thousands of campaigns using this framework, and if you do it right, it will never go wrong. But if you're not doing it right, okay, there must be something that we can identify and to see how we can improvise the whole thing. So if you are not seeing, if you're actually in doubt, implementing the two-step funnel framework, maybe you can consider signing up for one, half an hour campaign audit. So I will be able to give you insights about what are the things that you did right or wrong. Probably we can improve a lot from there. Okay, so that's the two-step funnel framework. How many of you find this makes sense? If you think this makes sense, you give me makes sense. Hashtag makes sense. Hashtag logic. Hashtag cool. Because to be frank, this is a framework that I truly believe. That's why I say if you do it right, you will never go wrong. So the reason why I want you to understand this two-step funnel framework, because this is also the framework that will guide our 9.9 Facebook ad strategy. Okay, so this is where I share with you my 9.9 Facebook ad strategy. There are a few key elements that you have to bear in mind before we go into this thing. So I want you to give paper and pen ready. So in order to do your Facebook ad strategy for 9.9 in the right way, the first thing first you need to make sure is you need to start early. Now, depending on what kind of framework that you have, when I say start early, you have to start early on the right time. Now, there's different scenario. The first scenario is you do not have any data of your past customers. You get what I mean? You are kind of new to this thing. You have no CPass. You are kind of like not sure about this thing is going to work. So I would recommend that you can start on the 1st of September. You get what I mean? You can start on the 1st of September. You have to start on the 1st or 2nd of September. That's why we call start early. Because in fact, the moment you hit towards the second half of it, which is maybe on the 4th or 5th, right, the cost is going to come up. When you, the earlier you start, the earlier you can actually optimize your campaign, okay, to have a more stable cost structure. What is going to happen is if you start early, if you can even start earlier, like maybe towards the end, or maybe like now, 25th or 24th or 25th of August, if you can start as early as this, you can actually build your campaign. You can spend the first few days optimize your campaign to exit learning so that you can actually brew enough. But I will usually recommend if you want to start early, as in now, I will recommend that you start early to introduce the sales or so-called the promotion to your existing customers first. So that's what we do. If you have a pool of customers, you know that these are the maybe like 2,000 people who bought from you before. If you want to start early, you can actually introduce, you can run minor ads within the same campaign structure. You can run some ads to actually tell them that because you bought from me before, I want to tell you about my 9.9 promotion before anyone else. So if you are interested, add to cart right now. So that's a very important thing. So if you have previous customer data, you can start as early as now. If you don't, then latest you want to start on the 1st or 2nd of September. That's the time that you need to start. Okay, so start early is one thing. That's a very important thing. You need to start early so that we can build momentum, because Facebook ads campaign takes time to brew, and you need to let them go through some learning and all this kind to stabilize. The earlier you can stabilize a campaign, okay, the lesser impact. In fact, you will be impacted anyway, but it will need not be that bad compared to those who started late. I hope you get what I mean. It's a very important thing. You need to start early. Okay, and the second thing is you want to call for the right actions. Now, when you're running 9.9, I want you to actually have a very clear mindset that for the first few days, nobody will buy. Agree? You are running ads to gear up for the day itself, for the 9.9, because all promotions, all vouchers is going to happen on the day itself. So you want to gear up for people to buy on the day. So if you start early, on the 1st of September until the 7th of September, for example, your call to action would be add to cart and check out later. Add to cart and check out on the day for promotion and all these kind of things. Okay? Unless you have something that is running even before the day itself, then you can. But the buying behavior has been trained. The consumer has been trained to buy on the day itself. Regardless whether on the day itself Shopee Pay is functioning or not, they will still wait until the day. For the past 2 months, Shopee Pay don't work on the day itself. At 12 a.m. in the morning, at midnight, I've been buying, I know. So that's the thing that you have to make sure. You have to call for the right action. So the first leg of it, usually when it comes to this campaign, we will break it into 2 phases. First phase is, let's say if you start on the 1st of September until 7th of September, you focus on getting people to add to cart. And on the 8 to 9, you focus on getting people to buy, to check out. That's how it works. Make sense? All good? So you need to call for the right action. And the third thing is you need to retarget strategically. Okay, so retarget strategically is a little bit more complicated, but I want you to listen carefully. Basically, for the first phase, on 1st to 7th of September, we don't spend a lot of money retargeting. Okay, you don't need to, because people won't be buying, but you want to focus your retargeting on the second half, which is on the 8 and 9. So for the first 7 days, you spend more money acquiring people, getting people to take the action and add to cart, at least add to cart. On the second half of it, you want to move more budget to your retargeting part of it. So don't ask me how to retarget for Shopee ads. I just showed you just now. All right? We retarget people who watch the slideshow, or we retarget people who actually click on the advertisement, which is the instant experience. So this is how it works. We retarget people strategically. So the 9.9 Facebook ad strategy, let me break it down for you. So this is how it works. Okay, so first thing first, I want you to start on the 1st of September, latest on the 2nd. You need to have enough runway. Especially if you're not spending a lot of money, that's even something that you need to start even earlier. And if you have customer data on hand, meaning that you have a pool of people who bought from you before and all that, you can do retargeting based on these people's database and all that. You can even start as early as now. Remember, the earlier you start, the earlier you can stabilize your campaign. And the better you can shelter through the cost hike, the cost is going to jump definitely on the 5th onwards, or even on the 4th to 5th onwards. I guarantee the cost is going to jump like nobody's business until the end of the 9.9, which is on the 9 itself. So you want to start building the momentum early, okay? Especially if you're not spending big, if you don't have customer data, start on the 1st, latest, or the 2nd. So the phase 1 is 1st to 7th of September. Okay, so phase 1 is where we spend majority, almost 90% of all our Facebook ads budget on T1. So let's say, for example, if you're spending 100 a day, for example, okay, so on 1st to 7th of September, you spend at least $80 to $90 on your tier 1. In fact, if you want, you go 90 on tier 1, okay? You want to focus. And the call to action is very important. You want to get them to add to cart. Make sense? Because nobody will buy during this period of time. Most of them, they won't buy. Unless you're selling something that is really urgent, that I need it right now, then I might. But most of the time, when you have big events like this, 9.9, 10.10, most people will check out on the day itself. So you want them to add to cart at this point of time. So you spend a lot more money on this. Now, when it comes to phase 2, phase 2 is on the 8th or 9th of September. Okay? Now, here's the rule of thumb. You don't set up the phase 2 campaign on the 7th or 6th. When the moment you set up the whole structure, you want to set up a whole structure right away. Meaning that you will have a phase 1 structure in the ad set all done, and you have the phase 2 structure set up, ready to do adjustment in the same ad set. This is a bit technical. I won't be able to teach you over here because it involves a lot of throttling kind of adjustment in the campaign itself. But I want you to set up ready, everything ready beforehand. Because usually during this kind of period, there will be a lot more ads submitting for review. You will definitely face delay in review process, almost without fail. Make sense? So you don't want to submit your ad on the 7th and then your ad got whether approved or disapproved, and you wait until the end of 8th, then only you start running, then you'll be wasting a lot of time. It doesn't make sense. So everything has to set up earlier, okay? And for the 9 or 8 to 9, you want to spend more money on your T2. I will even, let's say I was just saying $100 a day, right? I will spend 50 or even more, even up to 60 to 70, depending on how big is the audience size. You can observe. I won't be able to tell. I would look at basically how much money you're spending. So if you have a very big audience, let's say, for example, in the first phase, you have accumulated about 10,000 people who watch your video and click on your ad, right? So when it comes to tier 2, I'll pump in more money. I want to really spend more money to increase the frequency on these people, these 10,000 people that I know they have intended to look at my product. They have at least watched the video. They have actually clicked on the advertisement. They have the opportunity to buy. That's what I want to talk about. That's when I want to actually push for the conversion. We want to call for purchase right now. This is where we come in and say that, now, this is the time you click on the button and buy right now. So this is the time. Okay? It's very important that you do it at the right time, because basically you want to give them the right trigger to make them make the right action. Okay? So that's the thing. If you have existing customers, if you have a pool of customers that have bought from you before, I want you to at least spend 20% of your overall budget on your existing customers to increase the customer lifetime value. Now, this is really a very important concept that I've been pitching lately. You see, what is happening here is when you're running ads, most of the people who is running a store on Shopee or Lazada or even your own website, I can see so many people, they're always focusing on getting new customers. Meaning that you spend a lot of money getting new customers and you complain about, the cost is coming up and it's harder to get customers to buy, it's harder to retain, it's harder to build brand. But my question here is, what are you already doing to build your brand? You get what I mean? E-commerce can build brand. And definitely you can also have some strategy to increase the customer lifetime value, which means you want to have your strategy to make your existing customer buy more and more frequently from you. So I was just sharing a strategy. How many of you was in my afternoon, the so-called Facebook group monetization challenge, 3-day challenge? I was actually just giving you a very simple example. You just imagine, right? I was just giving you an example. Now, this is a thank you note that I received from one of the sellers because I bought a lot of things online. Okay, I bought a lot of things on Shopee and Lazada. So this is a thank you note that I received. It says, "Dear customer, Thank you for buying the product from our store. I couldn't say how much I'm thankful and excited for doing this business with you, blah, 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 blah. Please give me 5-star rating on the product rating page. A sincere wish card is attached. How many of you do this? How many? Tell me, be honest. How many of you do this? Hashtag thank you card. Look at this thing. If you do this, hashtag thank you card. Now, I just want you to give you a very simple example. Okay? If you have a mechanism that says that, thank you, please join my Facebook group at where to get a 15% discount from me for the next purchase. You get what I mean? If you give a little bit of trigger, you will definitely see different outcome out of it. You just imagine every 100 customer, they receive this thank you card and they say, wow, got 15% for the next purchase. Okay, I joined this Facebook group. Half of them join. Every 100 orders, you get 50 existing customers. So let's say these 50 people who actually joined and gotten the discount code, 20% of them purchase. You got extra 10 purchase at no cost, my friend. No cost. Does it make sense to you? And over time, imagine like now, look at what we are at right now. You are in a Facebook group that is actually a lead gen mechanism. You need to join this group, fill in your email in order to enjoy this free training, right? So you're in this group. I have 1,000+ group. Every time I have my new promotion and all that, I throw in here. I just need to convert 1% or 3%. No cost, I'll be able to make money from the people who are familiar with me. It is 7 times easier to sell to people who bought from you before than your strangers out there. Agree? So here's the thing. I want you to start looking into using different way to increase the customer lifetime value right now. Start paying attention because this is where we are at right now. We're at a crossroad. The competition is getting crazy. The cost is coming out. I've been talking about this since the beginning just now. So we need to start looking inward right now. Look at the customer base right now. Is there anything you can do? So let's say if you have been seeing like the cost is really coming up, can you make them buy more? So first thing, if you can't sell your things more to them, can you do collaboration? Can you do affiliation? Can you do crossover? You have to start thinking like a business owner instead of just pure Shopee sellers right now. And I urge you to step up your so-called your level and look at things in an entirely different way. And I want you to start building a Facebook group. That's why towards the later of it, you can still join because for those who are already in my training, the 3-day live training right now, we are not accepting new entrants. I mean, new signups, but you can sign up for the next one, which is happening in the end of September. It's a very powerful framework that has been allowing me to actually generate revenue using Facebook group like this, meaningfully. Okay, so this is how you should look into increasing your customer lifetime value. So let's do a quick recap about the 9.9 Facebook ad strategy. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm not sure whether there are comments coming in, but I believe they are. Let me come back to this. Okay, I can see quite a number of comments coming in, but anyway, I'll come back to this, right? So just a quick recap. You want to start early, okay? On the first, latest on the 2nd of Sep, because on the 4th to 5th, the cost is going to show up. You want to make sure you you let your campaign learn enough so that you will be actually less impacted by the cost high. I mean, definitely you will be impacted. But if you have a more stable campaign, the impact may not be that bad. Okay, so the phase 1 is on the 1st to 7th of September. You want to spend 80 up to 90% on your T1, and your call to action is to add to cart. Okay, and the second phase is on the 8th to 9th of September. You want to call for purchase. This is where we come in and say that, now I know you added to cart, I know you watched my video, I know you click on my ad, buy now. This is now. Okay, so if you have your customer base ready, if you have a bunch of customers that you know they bought from you, you want to spend at least 20% of your budget nurturing these people, telling them that you have some new promotion special for them, you know, doing something to actually make them feel special so that they will either refer friends to you or whatnot, right? This is where we actually do something different over here. So the 9.9 strategy is like this. Okay, so before I proceed further, let me come back to this one. Okay, I can see there are about 40 people who are still watching, you know, over here. Let's see. I have different hashtag over here. How come we have this Jason Genius hashtag, makes sense hashtag? All right, thank you, thank you. Now this is cool. So yeah, I mean, basically, this is the strategy that I've been using for the record for the longest time. Okay, so this is the strategy that I've been using for my clients, for my coaches, and all that. I want you to start looking into building this for your business right now. I want you to start using this 9.9 that we are at right now, especially 9.9. You have enough time. You have enough time. That's why I think this is the best time I do this training so that I can help you prepare for all this. Okay, so yeah, then we go in and we start building this. So let's see, do we have any questions coming in? Okay, now first thing first, Powai was saying whoever asked that surely haven't seen result with Jason's strategies. I hope you do, Powai. You'll be with me for a while. And Jackie is saying very expensive, so imagine how much Shopee will be making back. Exactly. You know, one day on 11/11, yeah, it's all one day thing. Okay, so how about those who are currently running ads, the cost increased during 9.9? The answer is yes, boy, for sure. The cost is going to be affected. But how bad it is, that's another different story. Okay, then Jeffrey is asking, is this a seasonal increase due to advertisers and will go down again afterwards? Yes, you're right. Usually after 9.9, the cost will come back down, usually. Okay, usually. All right, then Poa is asking, I guess it's a plus point to marry consumer buying behavior and ads. I totally agree. That's why this is something that I've been advocating, but a lot of people just focus on ads and they never look at the shift of market and behavior and all that. That's why, you know, I want to use all these opportunities to share with you. These are the methodologies and the behavioral thinking that we need to have in order to make sure that we are actually doing the right thing. Digital marketing is not just advertising. That's what I want to say. We need to be able to see, we need to think ahead of our consumers. That's what we need to be. Okay? And one of the important criteria is to be prompt to answer customers. I mean, if you're doing e-commerce, I think that's a very important thing. Okay? So T1 ads send audience to Shopee or particular product. Usually we send to particular product. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. And Jeffrey is asking, is it more effective to have more than one T1 with different audience and T2? That's a different strategy. But I would say if you're running for this kind of campaign, you can have multiple T1 targeting different product to different audiences. But you need to probably have different structure. You have multiple T1 and T2 all coming together probably. Okay? So yeah. So Jeffrey was saying, brilliant, thank you. Ping was saying, makes sense. Len saying, logic, someone else say, cool. Siva, thank you. And Jeffrey is saying, I'm full of common sense. Yes, I do have. I do hope. And Poa is saying, you do get results and will need further improvement. Of course, we always look for further improvement, right? So somebody else is saying, this is the right time for me to use one-to-one session. How can I fix appointment? You can actually go to my website and look for coaching, under which we have several per package. But I think since you actually brought this up, right, I'm just going to bring this up again, quickly talk about the next step. Okay, so basically, there are a few things that you can do moving forward. Is first thing first, I have this course called the Facebook Ads for Shopee. So there are a few of you have gone through this. Definitely, I just want to make sure that I want to thank you for joining my course. This Facebook Ads for Shopee course has been attended by actually close to 1,000 people right now. Okay, and I'm honored. I'm thankful, to be frank, if you have joined this, and I hope I have given you some good sessions. Basically, I have given you some good ideas about what to do. And if you have not joined this is the link that you can join. I can get my team to paste the link inside. So this is Facebook Ads for Shopee course. You want to actually go to this. Basically, it covers both, okay? Using two-step funnel framework, whether you have CPass or you don't have CPass, you'll be able to learn. I have the strategy ready for you to do this. Okay, so my team just pasted, just paste that link in over there. Okay, so if you are watching this on, so this is the link. I mean, Jeremiah just pasted the link in. So this is Facebook Ads for Shopee. If you want to join this, you can. I just noticed it was Mohan asking. Mohan, you are my GIC member. You can contact Jeremiah to get the link to have one-on-one with me. And for those who want to have one-on-one with me to audit your campaign and whatnot, you can go to my website. Okay, and the other thing that I was mentioning about, how do you monetize, increase your customer value using Facebook group is a 3-day live training with me. Currently, we're already running it, but we are not allowing people to join right now. You can join the next one, which is going to be on towards the end of September, if I'm not mistaken. So you can use this link to join. Okay, now, what else can we do? What if you don't want to do anything? What if you be like, Jason, can I just, I don't want to learn anymore. Is there any way that I can just work with you to quickly set up my campaign for 9.9, so-called, for the 9.9 campaign right now? Is there anything that you can work with me? Yes. I have this very special product, or so-called, it's a coaching program. So it's called Facebook Ads Jumpstart Program. So Facebook Ads Jumpstart Program is where I will work with you one-on-one to help you set up one campaign using my two-step funnel framework, so that you'll be able to learn tremendously along the way on how I do this, why I do this, and so that you will be able to just learn and internalize everything. You'll be able to do this in the future for your own campaign. So Facebook Ads Jumpstart Program, in a nutshell, okay, first thing first, this is a one-on-one campaign. Okay, this is a, one-on-one program. So I can only take, at the moment, I have 3 more slots. That's it. Okay, I have 3 more slots. That's it. So what is going to happen in this Facebook Ads Jumpstart Program? First is a 3-week program. It's a 3-week program where in the next consecutive 3 weeks, I'll be working with you one-on-one. We will meet once a week. But along the way, you'll be able to email me anything, we would. So what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a strategy. I will go into your product category. I'll look at what is happening and how much you're spending for your Shopee 9.9 and all that. So I would design the strategy for you. So I will tell you the strategy, and this is it. Do you agree? If we agree, then we will build this together. I mean, together means you build under my guidance. This is a learning program. This is not an agency program. Huh? You see, I am already out from the agency business. I'm only doing coaching and training. Okay, so I will design a strategy. If you agree to the strategy, then you build the campaign under my guidance. So I will tell you what to do, what to click, and all this kind of thing. Okay, so you would learn tremendous thing. So in these 3 weeks' time, we are also going to build your own ad metric dashboard for your Facebook ads campaign. Now, the ad metric dashboard is the kind of dashboard that I use and my coaches use to monitor our campaign in the most effective way. The moment you go into Facebook Ads Manager, you got lost. You don't know what to track. You don't know what metric to track. You don't know how to do comparison. But our dashboard is going to give you 100% clarity about whether your campaign is doing right or wrong, what is going wrong, how to fix them, what to fix, when to fix. It's a very powerful thing. Okay? So the dashboard is the next thing that you need, and you must have it. The moment you have this dashboard, then moving forward, you'll start seeing Facebook advertising in an entirely different way. So that's the powerful part of the dashboard. Okay, and along the way, you get optimization know-how. So the moment we build this campaign, we will also come in and say that what did we do right or wrong? How do we fix this? When do we fix this? What are we fixing right now? What is wrong? What is right? Judging on the metrics. See, this is the biggest problem about running ads on Facebook. A lot of people don't know how to make sense on the metrics. Now, me being me, first thing first, because I have to thank my background. I'm an economics graduate, so I have the numbers, high eye for the numbers. And on top of that, I've been looking at God knows how many campaigns I've actually monitored and coached. So that kind of eye has been developed along the years. 11 bloody years doing the same thing, my friend. Okay, so I will teach you how to optimize your campaign. All these know-how are very important for you to build your campaign in the next step level. So along the way, you'll get email support. Now, you might be asking, what is the +1 week? Now, this is where we go. 3 weeks is where we go intensive, one-on-one, back-to-back. 3 weeks, we do this together. Now, after that, you have 1 more coaching call with me that you can use within 3 months for alignment, meaning that you can come back and say that, okay, Jason, I've been doing this for 2 months. I want to have another session with you to see what did I do right or wrong. How can we do this together? How can we actually fix? So you have 1 more session. Each call is about an hour. Okay, so this is the Jumpstart program. Like I said, I have 3 more slots. This is it. Okay, if you want, go over to click on the link. I think we actually paste the link in the, I can paste the link over here as well. So yeah, this is the link, right? Wait, how am I supposed to paste the link in my Google? So yeah, I mean, this is it. So let me see if I'm able to, yeah, later I'll paste the link back into the Facebook group anyway. Or if you're watching this on I think if you're watching this on YouTube, doesn't matter, okay? You can actually go to my website and let me go into my website. So is there any questions coming from you? I can see there are still about 40 people watching this on all platforms. So questions is welcome. Questions are welcome. Ask your questions so that I can see how am I supposed to, how can I work with you over here. So if you come to my website, okay, if you want to learn anything, you have these courses. You can actually go into any courses over here. There are a few of them. But if you want to go to Jumpstart, this is where you come in. Click on this Facebook Ads Jumpstart program. You need to apply. So when you apply, we will go through a quick 30 minutes call to let me understand your situation. If we see, we are fit to work together, then we will work together. So that's how it works. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. This is where we, do anything. You can actually come back to the website and see whatever. And if you have more questions, feel free to post in the comment. Now, remember this, if you're watching this up to now, I believe you're familiar with me right now. I do not answer your questions by comment. I do not reply to your comment. So if there is any questions, come back every Sunday night at 10 p.m. when I do Ask Me Anything session like this. I'll be answering your questions on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Okay? So if you post any questions in the group, well, for those who see any questions that you can help, go ahead. But if you want answers from me, we see each other on Sunday night. Okay? So I think that's it. Okay? I think that's pretty much it. I don't see many questions coming up, and I think that's a wrap for tonight. I hope you learned something useful, and I want you to start implementing, because that's the only way that we can actually, continue our learning and become better and better at what we do. All right, so this is the Facebook ad strategy for Shopee 9.9 campaign, and I wish you good luck. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.